Okay, so in your first position, you have the Four of Swords. So this is your position now in September. Your position is, I have all these things that were coming to me and I'm dealing with, and there is this one particular thing that I need to like put down right now. I need to rest on it. I don't know what to do with it, and I'm just going to let it go for right now. I'm going to take a rest, and I'm going to come back to it later. And absolutely, that sometimes you need to do that, so that for a lot of reasons, because Spirit says you need to do that for a lot of reasons. Sometimes we're trying to force something to happen that shouldn't really happen, not because you can't make it happen, but because from your higher self and you, that's not really what you wanted to do. So you're like working against yourself. And so sometimes you've done everything you could in a situation and it's just it's not going anywhere. It's not progressing forward. And so you just keep fighting and fighting and fighting it. And so it's great when you just relax it, when you just let it go, focus on something else, because what can happen is that thing can get easier and allow it to organically grow like it's supposed to, right? And I can see a whole bunch of situations, just kind of depends on where your focus is. But this is about a situation that you're needing to you're not letting it go. You're just focusing on something else. You're just resting that issue or that person or that thing or that situation, okay? So the advice is the World. And this is Spirit's advice in this situation. They're saying when you do this is helping you change your phase. This is helping your energy, the things that need to come to you in this situation. When you've stopped trying to make something happen that shouldn't be happening, and you relax it and allow and go to something else, then you'll all of a sudden, with that ascending in that full moon, you're going to get the answers. Your situation is going to be changing. The World is all about changing the phase in your life. And they're saying you're so aligned in this card. They're saying you're so aligned with us. You're so aligned with your higher self. You're so aligned with your purpose in this life right now that it doesn't matter what choice you make, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong because it's what you wanted to do, and those things are going to come about, right? So resting is absolutely the thing to do for this situation. And they're saying when you do that, your phase changes. So if you've been a little bit more emotional, you may get more, passionate. If you've been really grounded and haven't been able to find some passion, your life is changing. The phase of your life is changing in your love area. Okay. So where you come from, you came from the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is a new beginnings, of course, but it's about this new beginning came from nowhere. It was a surprise. It was exciting. And so I do see this where you started this, some of you started this new thing, this new beginning, maybe with someone, maybe with a situation, maybe with your work, whatever your love has been in. And then you tried to control it, right? And so that's where you come from this to this, where you just need to let it relax and let it organically grow itself. Some of you have this fear, and this is weird because I'm not looking at the fear, but some of you have this fear, if I don't make it happen, then it's not going to happen. And that's not true. For some of you, the thing is you may already know that it's not supposed to happen. And so that's what you're feeling, and that's the anxiety you're feeling. But for some of you, your growth is to let things organically happen, not to try to control the situation. That makes sense? All right. So in your fourth position, at the first 2 weeks of September, you have the Page of Wands. So you will be receiving news about a loved one or from a loved one. And this news will cause you to take action. This news is exciting and it's passionate. And I do feel, and see, it's in your eighth house. It's in your eighth house. It's in your eighth position too. So not only do you get news, you get offerings. And these are, look at this fire. This is passion. Maybe that's why they had me focus on the passion. So this is news you'll be dealing with in the first 2 weeks. But you have to take the action to make it go forth. Okay. So whatever news you receive, Look at how he's looking. He's looking a little devious there. I don't know why, but he's looking a little devious there. Anyway, you'll be passionate about this. This will be exciting. So congratulations. Some of you, that is meeting somebody. It's not, I don't necessarily feel like this person is a page. I just feel like this person excites you. Okay. Whether they're a page or a knight or a king, that will come about. You know, you can always do a personal reading or private reading. You can order one on my website. So in your 5th position from your higher self, I always ask your higher self, what is the one message they want to bring through to help you move forward in love? And you have the Death card. So they want you to know that in the month of September and what's coming is transformation. This is all about transformation. This is all about letting go of the old and coming into the new. This is all about that. And I feel like your 7th house and your full moon is like really important right now to you, because this is all about relationships for you and your identity, knowing what am I going to do. Look, I'm saying this like with some people, I've been in this body for this long. What do I really want? You know, I'm so used to trying to make things happen. And sometimes I don't really have to make things happen. So you're coming to like a new understanding, a new perception, and this is all about transformation for you. Okay, so if your life has been a dud, that's what I'm hearing. If your life has been a dud, I don't know who uses that word, but that's what I heard. If your life has been a dud, then it's going to get exciting. If your life has been so emotional, then it's going to get a little more mental. If your life has been so up in the air, it may get more grounded. Whatever this is, it's transformation. It's where your soul's wanting to go next. Okay. And this is in relationships for you. So my advice is for the next like 2 weeks, at least while these planets are the way that they are, anything that you do, anything in business, anything in work, anything in your life purpose, anything in your personal life, any of that, don't do it alone. Do it in partnership, because your 7th house is activated right now, which means everything that's going to come through well is going to come through that 7th house. And what does that mean? That means with people. That means partnerships. That means relationships. So anything that you do, my advice is with the transformation going on, it's with partners. It's with people. That energy comes through other people. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. In your 6th house, at the end of September, so the last 2 weeks of September, you have the 2 of coins or the 2 of pentacles. And that's all about what I've said before. I have these things that I want to do, and I have these things that I am doing. I have these things that I want to do and have these things that I'm responsible for. So where's the balance in that? Because I know I can do both, because you guys are Piscean. You know you can have everything, right? You just get confused when it doesn't come. So you're thinking, so that's when your ego gets in the way. You're like, well, it didn't come, so maybe I'm wrong. No, you're not wrong. It's just that that's not where you really want it. Or we've got some bigger things at play, right? So the 2 of coins in the last 2 weeks, you'll be dealing with where's the balance in me doing what I want and having these responsibilities of the life that I have now, right? Going where I want to go, but still being present in the now of what I have, right? And so you'll be dealing with that. And again, they're telling me partnerships, relationships. So dealing in the balance of that. That's what you'll be dealing with. Some of you may meet someone here. Your life transforms, because some of you, I feel, I'll say this for the romantic area. Some of you, I'm saying this really quickly, some of you will feel like, I just can't get anywhere with any situation, so I'm just done, right? And when you do that, your life changes, you get this news, your life transforms, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, wait, all of a sudden I got this new person here, and I'm really digging this person, I'm really liking this person, and I have all this work that I've been doing. So how am I going to incorporate both those things, right? So that's kind of what I feel like in this area. But the other, not romantic, it can be the other way too. Okay, so in your 7th position, this is your fear. Your fear is the Temperance. Your fear is, I know that I can take from what I want up here in the grid, in the field, in the connection with my higher self, in God and source, right? I know how to do this. I'm Piscean. I know I can bring it down, but sometimes it doesn't go down. And so what's wrong, right? And so then you get the fear of, well, maybe I didn't do it right, or maybe I'm wrong about everything, or maybe. That's your ego, okay? And that's also just a fear. A fear is there to remind you of what you want and what you don't want, right? And when you're coming from your heart, mind, and soul, not the 2nd chakra, the ego. But when you're coming from your fourth, your heart, mind, and soul together, aligned in one, the things come through because that's what you're really, really wanting. That's the way that you wanted to experience this life, okay? So it's just a fear. It's there to remind you of what you want and what you don't want. Focus on what you want, okay? Trust yourself, they're saying. They're saying to trust yourself more, okay? Now, in your 8th position, this is the way a loved one will be viewing you or dealing with you. You have the Knight of Wands. So like I said, you have the Page of Wands here and the Knight of Wands here. He comes with offerings. I like his offerings. He's got fun. He's got excitement. He's not a whirlwind like the Knight of Swords, because the Knight of Swords like comes from nowhere, right? But the Knight of Wands is like very passionate. He's very like stable with you. He knows how to be romantic, or she's very passionate. She knows how to have fun. She knows how to be light and passionate at the same time. So whoever this is that's coming, it's an offering. And I feel like some of you are going to meet someone. Okay. That's not for everybody. This is a general reading. But for others of you, if you have a longtime partner, I feel like this partner comes passionate again. I feel like this partner sees a new light with you. I feel like when you stop trying to control things, they're like, okay, now we can have the discussion. Now I can do something because I want to do it for her or for him, not because they're making me or they're trying to like control everything and you know, make it happen. I want to be able to do it for them too. But sometimes you don't give them a chance to do it for you because you're trying to control it. But whatever this is, they're coming to you with an offering. So congratulations. Now, in your 9th position, this is your hopes and dreams, but I call it your outer realm, the thing that you're bringing in. So the 8 of Cups to me is the really good cup. Good in that you will feel you're coming to a time where you're going to understand that you are no longer in this trauma. You are no longer so emotionally bound by something that you cannot move forward, right? Now, for others of you, I feel like, because this card also says this, sometimes because you're so strong and you're so used to just getting up and moving and doing the next thing, what happens is instead of working through that trauma that you just, because sometimes like some people, your life just explodes. Like, I mean, that reminded me of me. Like I went from, you know, having a really solid, stable life at one point, being married, and then all of that was just gone. Like my spouse was gone and my whole world turned upside down, right? My husband crossed over after 20 years. So, you know, and my whole life just changed. Like sometimes you do that, but what you do is you get up and you keep moving because you got to go. You got to keep living life. You got to, you know, but what happens is that you forget because you've suppressed that thing because you didn't have time to deal with it, because you got to keep going, because you got to keep moving, because that's all you know to do. Sometimes when you do that, what you're doing is you suppress that energy, you suppress that trauma, and you didn't work through it. And then it just becomes like, well, I forgot, and I just kept going, and like it doesn't hurt anymore, right? But the trauma is still there. And so with the 8 of Cups, it's about re-examining that trauma or that life change or that situation. It doesn't have to be as dramatic, but that situation where I can look at it with a different eye because I'm not so emotional about it. And then I can sort of see, why did that thing happen? Why did those people do those things? Why did that situation come into my life? And what have I learned from it? And where have I grown from it? Right? And when you do that, you relax the energy and you let it flow and let it go so that you can bring in the blessings. So that this card means that also, but it also means that you start seeing manifestations of things to help you understand that you really aren't at that space anymore, right? So that's your outer realm. That's where you're sort of heading. That's what's coming to you, okay? Now, in your 10th position, the overall outcome is the 7 of Coins or the 7 of Pentacles. In the month of September, in your love area, and this kind of depends on where your love area is, could be romance, could be family, could be friends, could be purpose, could be yourself. Wherever your love is, could be more than one thing. You're going to have the sense, and working through all of this, that you really are at a place where you can enjoy some of The things that you've worked so hard for. The relationships, the people, the situations, the homes, the cars, the status. Like, you're going to come to this point in the month of September where you understand, okay, I'm not where I want to be, because we always are trying to move forward, but I am in a place where I kind of like it. I'm able to do this, and I'm able to do that, and I'm able to have this type of life, and I'm able to be this, right? So the Seven of Coins is all about reaping the benefits of the things of this tree that you have grown, of the things that you have nourished, of the relationships that you've nourished, of the people, the situations that you've nourished. And that's what this main thing is about for you in the month of September.